Yeah, and you talk about the big boys stepping up, right? And that includes David Pastrnak, who had himself a great game in Vancouver, had the goal, but the three assists and the three assists. I mean, there were things of beauty for sure. And David Pastrnak, we've talked about the goal scoring aspect of his game not being up to his standard, what we expect to see. But it's games like that that remind you of how special he is. Here's what Pasta had to say after the win over the Canucks.
Yeah, I'm a goal scorer, but I feel it's just not so far. I haven't been this year. I haven't get the looks. How I said we were struggling a lot on power play. Now the power play keeps coming. Last three, 4 games. So it's gonna for sure be better. And I always try to look to make plays, and I don't mind assists.
So David Pastrnak, talking about, he's a goal scorer, but he was a facilitator on Saturday. But Brick, that goal, that wraparound, that's not something you really see often from David Pastrnak. It's more of a snipe that you're used to seeing when he scores goals.
Yeah, and he referenced he had his skating game, and I couldn't agree more. He's not a guy that can play the game standing still, even on the power play. He just can't, put stakes down on that offside face-off dot, wait for the one-timer. He's got to be moving. He's got to be in motion. When he does, he plays the game so much better. He's so much more effective. Like on the first goal, the power play goal by Martian, that's a secondary assist. I think secondary assists are as important as primaries. I think they're as important as guys that you wish would figure in a goal when they were the third assist on the play, because it puts everything in motion, particularly on a power play. One thing leads to another, which leads to another, which leads to the goal. And for Pastrnak to be on the move, to go out by the top of the circle, to make the right pass at the right time when the defender starts to move, it creates the other 2-on-1 in front of the net. So that's a critical play. That's a critical pass. It doesn't seem like much at the time, but it's very important. Go back to the Philly game. We were talking about him in the third period before the Bruins made that great comeback and won the game in overtime. The plays that he was making, okay, he's not scoring goals. I believe they're going to come. I think he'll be in the 30-goal category for sure at the end of the year. And he mentioned it, as the power play improves, and it will improve, the goal scoring numbers will go up for him in particular. But he has the ability to make plays, and when he's not skating, he turns the puck over, Adam. And that's where the numbers get skewed for his turnover rate, is when he's not playing at the pace capable of playing. His skating game has to match, his shooting game. The accuracy goes up, the goals go up when he has that A-game skating game, and he had it in Vancouver, and that's what you're looking for from 88 on most nights.
Yeah, it was great to see David Pastrnak with a 4-point game. And it was also great to see, the Bruins playing to their identity in terms of being stingy defensively, right? We're talking about a Vancouver Canucks team that is pretty good offensively. They got some weapons there. And the Bruins, got a great performance defensively and from their goaltender, Jeremy Swayman. It's something that the captain talked about post-game.
Had to tighten up defensively, which we did a really good job at first couple periods. Wanted to play quicker, which would give us more offensive opportunities, which we did a better job at, and hold on to it down low, which I thought we did a good job at times. There's areas we can continue to improve and be better at, but for the most part, it was good.
On that checklist of things you wanted to do, feel best about the defensive part?
That's where we've always had success, so we have to continue to focus on that first and foremost, be really tight defensively. And we create offense from that. So, yeah, we need to feel good about that and execute at a very high level defensively. When we do, we're a good team.
Yeah, and it's something that Joe Sacco had talked about in his conversation with you post-game, being, the best part of the win was the fact that they were able to keep the puck out of the net.
Yeah, and again, that goes to the discipline in the details. And just to follow up on what Marcy's talking about, they did a nice job when they were in their own zone. They weren't there a ton, which we'll get to in a second. But when they were in their own zone, and there was a push, particularly in the second period, when Vancouver got some opportunity, they spent some time in the offensive zone. And what Boston did very well and have done very well most nights under Joe Sacco is own the middle of the ice. Good body position, stick position to keep things more to the perimeter. So they owned the middle of the ice. The switches were good. The communication layers were there. Up ice, they did a nice job with their gaps in the neutral zone. They didn't invite Vancouver in off the rush. Times when the Bruins were losing hockey games, they were just backing off, keeping plays in front of them. Before you know it, I'll be a goaltender. That's no way to defend, particularly when you're to defend through the neutral zone. I thought in the offensive zone, in terms of defense, like the goal that Mark McLaughlin scored was a great example of back checking in the offensive zone, Adam.
Yeah,
You
right.
take away the middle of the ice with a back check when there's pinches along the wall or trying to create a turnover, whatever it is. You don't have the puck in the offensive zone, yet you score a goal very quickly on a turnover because you're playing solid defense in the offensive zone. And I think away from the puck, the way the Bruins played, the discipline in their details were very, very impressive.
Yep. A full 60 from the Bruins, a great start, and a much needed win. As Charlie McAvoy had talked to Judd Surratt post game, just the vibes in the room were this was a must win for this group, and they were able to pick up the 2 points.